Getting medical treatment usually requires navigating a maze of friction. Patients have to book weeks in advance, sit in a sterile waiting room, and then have potentially awkward conversations at a public pharmacy counter. In 2017, founders Jack Abraham, Andrew Dudum, and Hilary Coles incubated a startup called Hims inside Atomic Labs to bypass that entire physical process. They scaled the platform quickly, launching the women-focused Hers brand in 2018 and crossing the Atlantic to enter the UK market by 2019. That rapid consumer adoption generated enough momentum for a public market debut in 2021. Armed with public capital, they initiated an aggressive acquisition strategy. They bought teledermatology platform Apostrophe, secured pharmaceutical manufacturing capacity with Metasource RX, and captured international market share by acquiring ZAVA in Europe and Eucalyptus Health in Australia. By skipping the expensive process of building physical clinics or negotiating with regional hospital networks, Hims&Hers scaled its user base with the speed and economic efficiency usually reserved for Silicon Valley software firms. The company built its initial audience with straightforward, highly repeatable treatments. They started with sexual health prescriptions like sildenafil, layered in hair loss treatments like minoxidil, and expanded into customized dermatology for acne and anti-aging. Over time, the clinical scope expanded. They now offer virtual psychiatry for mental health and compete in the massive weight management market using oral kits and compounded semaglutide injections. The core operational engine is a continuous digital care loop. A user completes an online medical intake, a licensed telehealth provider reviews the case and issues a prescription, and the platform triggers automatic subscription fulfillment straight to the user's door. This consumer-first architecture is driven by CEO Andrew Dudum, alongside a leadership team that includes CFO Yemi Okupe, Chief Growth Officer Mike Chi, and COO Melissa Baird. By combining the doctor's visit, the pharmacy dispensing, and the ongoing refill process into a single digital experience, they convert a one-off transactional patient into a highly retained, recurring subscriber. This model targets a very specific demographic: adults who willingly pay cash out of their own pockets to access convenient, discreet care for sensitive or chronic medical issues. The dual-brand architecture supports this targeting. Hims&Hers operate as distinct storefronts, allowing the company to tailor its marketing, tone, and treatment pathways directly to specific gendered wellness concerns. That direct relationship enables a radical structural advantage, completely severing ties with pharmacy benefit managers and health insurers. The company routes its cash pay pipeline directly between the provider and the patient. Without insurance subsidies or employer mandates to guarantee patient volume, the company's survival relies entirely on brand trust, highly efficient digital marketing, and superior consumer convenience. That marketing efficiency is heavily tested across a crowded battlefield. They face direct competition from specialized telehealth peers like LifeMD, Nurx, and Ro, who recently secured a direct distribution partnership with Eli Lilly. An area chart compares telehealth subscriber bases against 180 million Amazon Prime users. This scale became an existential threat when Amazon added GLP-1s to One Medical. Amazon leverages this to offer competitive cash pricing on injectables like Zepbound and Wegovy, intensely pressuring independent providers. Amazon's entrance forces Hims&Hers into a defensive position. They have to prove they are a specialized, trusted clinical partner, immune to the logistics and pricing power of the world's largest online retailer. To build that clinical trust, the company is expanding its roadmap. They are moving away from single-condition transactions into comprehensive primary care and preparing to enter the B2B market to offer specific health benefits directly to employers. Executing this requires intense vertical integration. In 2025, they acquired Metasource RX, an FDA-registered 503B outsourcing facility in California. Operating a 503B facility grants them legal authority to mass manufacture compounded batches of GLP-1 injections. It also positions them to rapidly capture the broader peptide market as the FDA loosens specific scheduling restrictions. Owning the physical manufacturing facility secures the underlying drug margins. Hims&Hers is now a fully integrated pharmaceutical supply chain, absorbing the profits of the distributor, the pharmacy, and the manufacturer into a single entity. That supply chain currently rests on a regulatory cliff. Under federal law, their ability to legally manufacture and sell compounded GLP-1 medications relies entirely on the FDA keeping the branded versions of those drugs on the official national shortage list. Pharmaceutical manufacturers are actively fighting this strategy. Novo Nordisk is suing Hims&Hers, alleging patent infringement and arguing that the compounding process is effectively the unauthorized mass production of copycat Wegovy and Ozempic products. Even outside of weight loss, the entire corporate structure operates in a legal gray area. State laws generally prohibit corporations from practicing medicine, forcing platforms to use complex legal loopholes to employ clinicians and deliver care across state lines. Hims&Hers successfully unbundled the traditional apothecary by treating patients like modern consumers. But attempting to scale that model into the highly regulated arenas of obesity and primary care, while defending their margins against tech giants and legacy pharmaceutical conglomerates, is their most ambitious and dangerous gamble yet.